Hey, sports fans, buckle up because we've got a story today that's got more twists and turns than a roller coaster. Trevor Lawrence, the Jacksonville Jaguars' golden child, their hope, their future, their "we might actually win a Super Bowl one day" guy, is out for the season. And it's all because of an unthinkable hit from Houston Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. So, let's grab some popcorn and dive into all the drama, suspense, and of course, that hit. Now, imagine you're watching the game. The Jaguars are already down 23-20, and things aren't looking great for the team, which, by the way, is sitting at a not-so-impressive 2-10 record. But hey, it's the NFL, anything can happen. Right? Wrong. In the middle of the game, boom, Trevor Lawrence gets hit by Al-Shaair in a way that looked like it could have come straight out of a wrestling match. And just like that, Lawrence is carted off the field, leaving everyone on the edge of their seats. Okay, let's break this down a little. Lawrence isn't just injured, he's done for the rest of the season. That's right, folks, no more Trevor Lawrence magic for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's like a magic show. Except the magician's hat is empty, and the rabbits are nowhere to be found. So why exactly did Lawrence get hit? Was it dirty? Was it avoidable? And who's to blame? Let's talk about that. The hit that started it all. So, here's the deal. Azeez Al-Shaair, a linebacker for the Texans, made a questionable hit on Lawrence during the game. To make matters worse, it wasn't just a harmless knockdown. This one sparked a full-on brawl between the two teams. We've all seen these kinds of incidents before, right? You know, when one player gets hit a little too hard, and suddenly, it's like the entire football world is on fire. Players from both teams started throwing punches, and before you knew it, both Al-Shaair and Jaguars cornerback Jarrian Jones were ejected from the game. Talk about a dramatic Sunday afternoon. Now, you might be wondering, why is this hit such a big deal? Well, Trevor Lawrence wasn't just knocked out of the game. This concussion might have ruined his entire season. After being carted off, it was revealed that Lawrence would need surgery on his AC joint in his left shoulder. Which, by the way, is kind of a big deal for a quarterback. The man's entire career depends on that shoulder. And now he's out for the rest of the season. The Jaguars, who are already struggling, now have to figure out how to survive without their star QB. Yikes. Al-Shaair's suspension drama. If you thought the drama stopped there, think again. Azeez Al-Shaair didn't just get off scot-free for that hit. The NFL made sure to hand down a 3-game suspension. Yup, you heard that right. 3 games. Now, Al-Shaair did what anyone in his shoes would do. He appealed the suspension. But in a twist that shocked nobody, the NFL said, "Nope, not happening." The suspension was upheld. Of course, Al-Shaair apologized for the hit afterward. And let's be real, it wasn't like he was trying to ruin Trevor Lawrence's career. But in football, sometimes you hit hard, and sometimes you hit even harder than you intended. It's tough out there, folks, but the suspension still stands. The Tom Brady effect. Quarterbacks, take care of yourselves. Here's where things get a little spicy. Enter Tom Brady, the GOAT himself, who just had to weigh in on the situation. Now, Brady didn't directly comment on the hit to Lawrence, but in true Brady fashion, he took the opportunity to remind everyone that quarterbacks need to protect themselves, even when they're trying to run for extra yards. Brady was like, "Hey, when you're running, you're putting yourself in danger. And it's not fair to expect the defenders to always make the right call." So basically, Brady is telling all quarterbacks out there, don't slide late. You're asking for trouble when you do that. Not only does that put you in a dangerous spot, but it also gives defenders a split second to make a decision that might not always go your way. Brady's been in the game for long enough to know that no matter how much you want to extend a play, taking that extra risk can lead to an injury. The DeMeco Ryans defense. Quarterbacks try to cheat the slide. Then we have DeMeco Ryans, the Texans head coach, who wasn't about to let anyone forget that Al-Shaair wasn't the only one at fault. Ryans, a former linebacker himself, spoke out in defense of his player. He said that a lot of quarterbacks today try to take advantage of the rule where they slide late and try to get an extra yard. Now, some people might be thinking, wait, isn't it the defender's job to avoid hitting the quarterback late? And you'd be right, it is. But Ryans made a valid point. Quarterbacks are often unpredictable when it comes to sliding. You don't always know if they're going to try to extend the play or if they're just going to hit the deck and end the run. And when a quarterback slides late, well, that's just a recipe for disaster. Ryans thinks that quarterbacks need to get down earlier to avoid these types of situations. Texans GM Nick Caserio. This isn't fair. But wait, the drama isn't over just yet. Enter Texans general manager Nick Caserio, who has some strong feelings about how the whole situation was handled. Caserio was none too pleased with the 3-game suspension and called it unfair. He pointed out that the NFL lacks consistency in their punishments for these kinds of plays. And he's not wrong. Sometimes it feels like the league hands down wildly different consequences for similar situations. Caserio's frustration is understandable if you're on the receiving end of a suspension like this. It's easy to feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. The Jaguars. What's next without Trevor Lawrence? Alright, so now that we've gotten the drama out of the way, let's talk about what happens next for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, with Trevor Lawrence out for the rest of the season, the Jaguars are now turning to Mac Jones to take over the quarterback duties. Mac Jones, who stepped in after Lawrence was injured, will be the guy leading the team for the rest of the year. No pressure, Mac, but if you're reading this, the entire city of Jacksonville is counting on you. The team's playoff hopes, which were already hanging by a thread, just got a lot slimmer. Closing thoughts. Was it a dirty hit? So, what do we think? Was Azeez Al-Shaair's hit dirty? Was Trevor Lawrence's slide to blame? Or is it just one of those unfortunate accidents that happen in the world of football? There's no easy answer, but one thing is for sure, this entire situation has sparked a ton of debate. Some fans think the hit was unnecessary, while others think the quarterback needs to take more responsibility. One thing's for sure, this hit will be talked about for a long time. And as for Lawrence, here's hoping he recovers and comes back stronger than ever in 2025. The Jaguars may be without him for now, but there's always next season. Alright, that's it for today's video. Folks, if you enjoyed the drama, the hits, and all the back and forth, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with your friends. We'll be back soon with more football action and updates. So stay tuned. What's up, football fans? American football, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, hit the like if you're a fan of jaw-dropping hits, and make sure to share this video because trust me, you're going to want to hear about this insane moment. From a brutal hit on Trevor Lawrence to a full-on brawl between the Jaguars and Texans. This game had everything, so sit tight, grab your snacks, and let's dive right into the madness. Trevor Lawrence carted off after dirty hit. Brawl erupts between Jaguars and Texans. Alright, buckle up because we've got a game full of chaos to talk about. The Jacksonville Jaguars were facing the Houston Texans this past Sunday, but things quickly took a turn for the ugly after a nasty hit on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. This wasn't just any hit, it sparked a full-blown brawl that had fans buzzing and left some serious bruises, on and off the field. Let's break it down. The hit took place in the second quarter with the Texans up 6-0. Trevor Lawrence, trying to make a play, scrambled on 2nd and 7 near midfield. He slides in a bit short of the first down marker, trying to protect himself, but that's when Azeez Al-Shaair came flying in, head first, and made direct contact with Lawrence's upper body. No hesitation, just a straight-up dirty shot. Now, of course, the refs didn't miss this one, and a flag was immediately thrown. But here's the twist, instead of taking responsibility, Al-Shaair was seen protesting the penalty, like really? Dude, seriously? But before things could escalate any further, Evan Engram, the Jaguars' tight end, came in like a bat out of hell and took matters into his own hands. That's when the whole thing blew up into a brawl. Players from both teams were throwing punches, shoving each other, and basically forgetting they were supposed to be playing football and not MMA. Al-Shaair found himself surrounded by a swarm of Jaguars players, and after the fight spilled over onto the Jaguars sideline, officials finally had to step in and break things up. And get this, Lawrence was still lying on the field as the fight raged on. But eventually, he stood up, thankfully, and was carted off the field. He was quickly ruled out of the game due to a head injury. And Mac Jones, not the New England Patriots QB, we're talking about the backup for Jacksonville, had to take over. The aftermath. ejections, scuffles, and Al-Shaair's exit. But don't think for a second the chaos ended there. Oh no. As if things weren't already wild enough. Al-Shaair and Jarrian Jones, the Jaguars' cornerback, were both ejected from the game for their roles in the melee. Then, Evan Engram,